Hello my friends on YouTube. Today's video about Saudi Arabia. There was um, about 4 or 5 days ago something on the news about a young boy. Saudi Arabia would like to crucify him, kill him by crucifixion. So this video is about this boy. It's an 11 years old boy. I would like to start the video by reading from the Quran, chapter 5. And I'm supposed to read verse 33. However, I would like to start by reading verse 32 because it will give us a better understanding of what is going on. Verse 32, normally when Muslim religious leaders are talking, um, like bringing in a conference to bring harmony and peace between religion, they actually use verse 32 because it sounds so good. And they don't start even from its beginning because it's supposed to be God is talking to the Jewish people, to the Israelites. Okay? So, chapter 5, verse 32. It reads, "Because of that, we decreed upon the children of Israel that whoever kills a soul unless for a soul or for corruption done in the land, it is as he had slain mankind entirely, and whoever saves one, it is as he saved mankind entirely." So Muslim normally in conferences bringing religion together, they will actually read that, and people will tell you, that's good. What's wrong with that? Nothing wrong. Let's continue. "And our messengers had certainly came to them, even after that, throughout the land where uh, transgressors." So even though after all that God did with the Jewish people, still they transgressed against God. Okay. Anyway, we continue. "Indeed, the penalty for those who wage war against Allah and His Messenger." Now, let me stop here. How many people in all of human history have waged a war against the invisible God? None. Okay? But some people fought against Muhammad. And if you fight against Muhammad, you are fighting Allah. Let's continue the verse. We'll get back to that later. Okay, let's start from beginning. "Indeed, the penalty for those who wage war against Allah and His Messenger and strive upon the earth," meaning to cause corruption, "is none but that they be crucified." I'm sorry, first killed. He's giving few options. Killed or crucified, or that their hands and feet would be cut off from opposite sides. That is or that they be uh, I wrote it here, exiled from the land. That is for them a disgrace in this world and in the hereafter. Now, this Muhammad, he really had his imagination running wild in two ways: sex and bloodshed. He really invents ways to torture people. So, according to Muhammad, I mean, this is open for any person to interpret. Okay, so the king of Saudi Arabia, or the religious authority of Saudi Arabia, or me, or anybody can take this verse, and I'm going to put the description of this verse. You read it for yourself. However, the story is, I tried to Google it in English. No, at least when I looked, there was no other than BBC Arabic spoke some news in Saudi Arabia about it, because it's becoming big. But the only international news that it picked it up and put something about it was, as I know, was BBC Arabic. They didn't even mention it in English. I googled it in English, and they didn't say anything about it. CNN Arabic didn't put, nobody. The petrodollar pays a lot to the mass media to stay silent, to report what they want to report. Okay. The story of this boy, his name is Murtaga Kourayris. I'm going to put the link, but it will be in Arabic unless you have somebody to translate to you what the situation is. You will not be able to understand it. This boy in 2011, he was 11 years old boy, and he seems to be Shiite. I don't care about Sunni or Shiite, but the Shiite are minority in Saudi Arabia, and therefore they are persecuted. And therefore, this boy, he was demonstrating against the injustice that it is done to his people, which, in my opinion, even though I don't care about Islam, whether it's Sunni or Shiite, as a human being, he has the right to express his opinion. Whether he's Muslim or not Muslim or atheist, I don't care. You have the right to express your opinion. This is what I'm doing now. I'm expressing my opinion. I'm expressing how disgusted I am by that Sharia law that the Muslim won't apply. I have the right to do that. And I'm practicing and exercising my right. Now, this child, 11 years old, he exercised his freedom to express his opinion, and he was speaking about the system in Saudi Arabia that is oppressing his people, the Shiite. So he was arrested, thrown in jail, and now uh, he's since 2011 until today, he became 17 years old. So he became an adult. As Saudi citizen now, he is an adult. Therefore, he should be tried as an adult. So when you try him as an adult, you could choose of these laws that Muhammad put in the Quran. One of them is crucifixion. You could kill him. You could kill him by chopping his head off with a sword, using a sword. You could kill him in any manner. You could shoot him with a gun in his head. There are many ways to kill a person, but they choose crucifixion in a public place so that people will see him dying. You hang him on a cross in the hot sun, and let him sit there until he dies, crucifying him. I didn't invent any of that. This is in the Quran. This is in the Quran. And I really don't care about the religion of this boy. I don't care about whether he's Sunni or Shia. But the barbarism in Islam, this what I'm talking about. And this what I'm speaking to bring awareness to the people who are, especially those who are saying, like, what's her name? Linda Sarsour, deceiving people that people will be much better under the Sharia law because there will be uh, the Sharia law is I choose not to eat pork, I choose to wear hijab, and it sounds ideal, it sounds good, but there's a lot of deception. Taqiyya, the word taqiyya I mentioned before, which is to lie, to lie to people, not to tell them the truth. And this what many, not only Linda Sarsour, this what many Muslim clerks are using and doing. If it's to serve the purpose to say we should believe in Jesus, we should love Jesus, we should love Moses, we should, they will say it. They will say it. But ultimately, Sharia law is this. If you go against the caliphate, he can do whatever he thinks you deserve. He can order your hand, let's say the right hand to be chopped off and the left foot chopped off. And he is applying Sharia law. He can order my murder, and it can be by using sword, using bullets, hang me. It's all according to his feeling. Okay, if he chooses that um, to crucify me, he is within his right. Muhammad gave him that right. He is the leader, and he caliphate. It means working instead of God on earth, representing God on earth. So when you have all that authority to represent God, what is human to stand? Who as a human can stand against you or should stand against you? No one, no one. And therefore, it comes to that. Today is actually ideal time for the Saudi people to rebel against this system. Forget about this message that it oppressed the Saudis more than anybody else. It oppressed Saudi people, men and more women. This what Sharia law is bringing to you. This nonsense should stop, and stop soon. Thank you very much, and we ask to share the video and hope to hear from you. Thank you very much. We'll see you again.